Hey, Facebook family. Welcome to Anita's Wednesday Wisdom Highlights. Hope you're having a great day. It's a rainy day here today. It was pouring just a minute ago, and I'm really glad it kind of stopped because it was so loud I don't think I could have done my live. But welcome to Anita's Wednesday Wisdom Highlights. I wanted to talk a little bit more today about the law of contribution. That's what we're talking about in the 15 Invaluable Laws program. In fact, tomorrow at noon is the next session. If you'd like to join, let me know. I'd love to have you. I'll send you the Zoom link. Anybody's welcome. Just jump in and check it out. I think you'll really love it. Wanted to just say a little bit today about some things that I've been noticing this week working here in Louisiana. I'm still working Louisiana, still working the storm. And, first of all, this rain, it's really pouring today. I mean, pouring cats and dogs. And it's the last thing these poor people need is more rain. But it was raining yesterday too, and I was watching the rain as I was sitting in the hotel where I'm staying in New Orleans, and I was just thanking God that I had a roof over my head, that I had something to keep the rain off me. So many people down here don't have the roof over their heads. But I also wanted to just mention something else that I kind of noticed from being here. When I first got here, it was about 4 days after the storm. And, well, actually, it's almost a week after the storm. And a lot of the trees, all the trees had been stripped of their leaves. All the trees were brown. It kind of looked like winter, if you know what I mean. There was no leaves on the trees. There was so much debris laying around, and some of it had been laying around for 5 or 6 days, so it was already dead and dying, and it was brown. All the limbs off the trees that had fallen were brown. Part of the, when the tree trunks had been broken in half, the half that was on the ground was brown. So it's a lot of brown in it, and it really made it look like a war zone. I mean, I know I've said that before, but it really does. It looks like a war zone, or like it's winter. And just the other day, I noticed that the trees are starting to grow new leaves. There's bright green leaves on all the trees. It kind of looks like spring. And it just made me, think about how the storms in life sometimes come, and we think that they're coming to destroy us. We think that they're coming to do devastation and damage and to stop us, or to keep us from moving forward, or maybe even sometimes we feel like the storms come as punishment. I know I have felt that way before. When bad things happened, I would think, oh my gosh, what did I do to deserve this? How did I make this happen? What was the reason for this happening? And I was telling a lady the other day as I was doing her inspection, she was thinking the same thing, feeling like she didn't do enough to prepare for the storm or to keep the damage from coming to her home. And I looked at her and I said, you didn't do this. You're not responsible for this. This was a storm. It happens. You didn't cause it, and it's not your fault. And how many times do we think that when the storms of life come, we think it's our fault? Now, sometimes it may be poor decisions on our part that bring consequences, but sometimes it's not. So we really have to be honest with ourselves and look at that and say, is this just a storm? And to look for the lesson in the storm, because there's good things that have come out of this storm. The people around here are helping each other. The leaves are coming back out on the trees. It's been about a month. Things are blooming again. And some of the things that have gotten blown away and some of the things that have gotten destroyed were kind of like already garbage to begin with. Some of the houses that were destroyed, or some of the buildings that got destroyed, they were kind of not well built or falling down to begin with. So it was kind of a way of cleansing. It was kind of like the storm cleansed some things and got rid of some things that kind of needed to come down anyway. And I just thought about how the storms of life can sometimes be that way. Sometimes they come to clear the path, so that we can get some junk out of the way that we've been, hanging on to, that maybe we don't need to hang on to. Get it out of the way so that we can move forward. And just to remind ourselves that there is good after the storm. There's good in it, there's good after it. And when we find those lessons and find the good, that's taking, just in life in general, finding the lessons and finding what's good. That's what life is all about, finding the good, seeing the lesson in the storm. If we don't learn the lesson, if there's no learning that comes from the storm, I think it was Bill Hybels that said this, if there's no learning that comes from the storm, then life becomes the tragedy, right? If there's no learning that comes from the storm, then life itself becomes the tragedy. So next time you're in a storm, or maybe you're feeling like you're in one now, look for the positive, look for the good. Hey girl, look for the positive and see what's good in it, and see what it's maybe clearing out. See if maybe it's clearing some stuff out of your way so that you can move forward. All right, I know that was a little longer than usual, but thanks so much for joining. I'll talk to you later. How you doing, Mary? Good to see you. All right, guys, bye.